very, very important things that happened to me in 2019. The first thing that happened was that I wrote a book that I called If I Were to Live Again. And that book was a reflection of my personal journey, asking myself what my life was about, what else it could have been. The second thing that happened to me was that I entered the field of enterprise architecture, where I help businesses design what the future could look like by aligning business with technology. The third is the most important thing, well, to me at this point in my life, which I would like to emphasize on in this conversation, is when I launched my company and I launched something I call the Interactive Ideation Session. The Interactive Ideation Session was my response to a question I interrogated myself about. How can my experience, my exposure, my education be more useful to all those people out there who are creating something awesome in the field of entrepreneurship? So I've been doing the interactive ideation session for this is the 7th year, and they say 7 is God's number. And I would like to share with you today some of the experiences, feedback, and comments that those who have participated in the sessions have shared. Just last week, I spoke to one of my um, younger colleagues who is doing something amazing in the world of small businesses. He runs something called the Africa SME Assembly Treasure in United David, and he said something profound about his experience with the IIS. He said it wasn't just the content, but it was the fact that he felt as if it was an impartation. I imagined that for a moment and said, wow, an impartation. I'm going to go over to my website, kennethigiri.com. I'm going to read out some things that others are saying about the interactive ideation session. Now, let me describe it first before I read these comments. I did something very simple. I took a bunch of strategy tools, put them all together, simplified the concept of thinking through your business from gaining clarity to articulating a roadmap that lasts a year. Because my theory was that people don't need long documents, they need value. They need value from the interactions that they have with coaches and mentors like myself. Um, you can actually see the template on my website, kennethigiri.com/downloads. Before that, you want to see kennethigiri.com/IIS, where I'm reading from right now. Abigail Okore experienced the session and she said, it's like I'm doing the right thing right about now. It's been long overdue. Like it has opened my eyes to a lot of things. I'm just doing the right thing at the right time. She currently runs a um an online teaching session for children who want to do Bible studies, and she's been in and about doing a few other things around her area of work, but this is how she experienced the IIS. I want to read the comment of a fellow called Sheun Olorumaye. He said, first, I must confess, I wasn't expecting it to be this detailed. You honestly opened my eyes. That was Sheun. I'll read the comment of Victor Owadiele. He's based in Ireland and he was launching his care business for elderly people in that vicinity. And he said, this session has given me the opportunity to honestly think and exposed me to gray areas, the opportunity to set expectations and to have someone examine you and see whether you are on track. Your learning approach and training approach has been very engaging. You engage, you ask questions, and you also help restructure the answers. I'm going to read the comments of a few others as well, from this from this website I mentioned, kennethigiri.com/IIS. This is Ikea Chirmating. Ikea is running a company called uh, Bequench. It's a set of juices starting from hibiscus juice, millet juice, asana, and so forth. And she said, in very simple terms, oh, it's worth the value, right? The Craft House Academy, Iberichi Okwapam, he was one of my early clients. She said, Mr. Igiri is an awesome coach. My business is presently having results because he stepped into the picture. I recommend you for every starter. Iberichi went on to build her shoemaking business in Port Harcourt. Fantastically, she got in touch with other coaches and she's grown significantly. Finally, I'll read, or maybe not finally, but let me read a few more. There are so many. This is from Nanesi Hodgeful. Nanesi makes pure honey in Ghana. And she said, oh dear, my coaching session with Ken was a golden opportunity, one that cannot be found easily. He was very patient and thorough, and I believe my business will expand faster with all that I learned. I strongly recommend him to all startups across Africa and beyond. Ken, God bless you for this opportunity. You are a genius. That was from Nanesi. I am reading from Emmanuel Kumsin. Emmanuel Kumsin makes clothes in Accra as well. He's been doing it for quite a few years since he passed through the session. Hey, Bro Ken, God bless you for so much. But God bless you so much. Mr. Ken, this program is just a blessing. It's really amazing. I was actually thinking, like, what is it going to be like? It looks like you already even know what to do. And the direction is just great. I'm really glad. That's from Emmanuel Kumsen. I got one from UC Samuel as well. UC Samuel runs Life Points with UC. She's a coach herself, and we had interactions at the early days of her company. She said, Ken is a bundle of possibilities. You can't be around him without thinking excellence and exponential growth. He's good at what he does. He's highly recommended. I could go on and on and on and on. Let me just read one more from Birago Tano. Birago says, it's been an eye-opening experience, actually. There were lots of things I wasn't privy to. I really didn't know. Wherever I have been lacking, I know what to do. What is left for me is to actually put my foot on the pedal and start moving. Now, I could go on and on with those bundles of feedback, but I mean, you could go and read them at kennethigiri.com/IIS, kennethigiri.com/STSB, which is another program of ours. And you could read it on other platforms where people have given feedback about our third program, the Kenneth Igiri Career Mentoring Program. Now, I want to say a few things about this experience before, so we don't get the wrong notion. You see, one of the powerful things about coaching is that a coach does not tell you what to do, who you are. You decide what you want to do. You decide what you want to become. We help you get there. That's why these testimonies do not imply that everyone that passes through the program suddenly becomes an enigmatic success. It doesn't happen that there's nothing in life like that. And anybody that is promising you that their program will make you a sudden dramatic success is probably just selling. But here we're not selling. We're creating relationships. We are creating relationships that help you move from where you are to where you could be based on strategic thinking, based on well-known tools, based on well-known techniques that have worked both in the corporate environment and in business. So you will also notice that These are people with diverse backgrounds, some of them more educated than others, some of them in business and trying to grow their business, some of them working for someone and trying to create a side hustle. There are diversities of backgrounds, but fundamentally, they needed someone to shape their thinking. And you will hear comments like structured. I didn't know it would be like this, or eye opening. Because what we do is we take systematic tools that create a systematic way of thinking, and you patiently run through the process until you arrive at a point where you are certain that this is the path forward for you. You take that path forward, but we decide on what it is together. So if you want to move forward to your next step, any venture that requires planning, thinking, um, visit kennethigiri.com/IIS and sign up for the interactive ideation session. You will experience something you may not have seen anywhere before. It's a 4-week program, but it's a 1-year relationship, because we want to make sure we see you transcending where you are now. We see you moving forward beyond your current status quo. We want to make sure that you do what we agree to do. So it's mentoring, it's coaching, it's a strategy session, but it's also an implementation program. This is the interactive ideation session. If you want to reach out, you can reach me on +233 054 490 4920. Let's have a chat. We could book a free call and we have a conversation around where you are at and how we can help you. This is your way forward. Uh, just take it. Take this as your next move. Thank you for spending time with me today.